Hello and welcome everyone, my name is Capcan and today we're gonna look at our best Discipline Priest talent tree builds from Dragonflight pre-patch. It's currently still 4th of November, which means that it's a little bit early for our Dragonflight release, and on release all these builds are gonna be changed because we will have more talent points. We wouldn't have access to our legendaries and covenant abilities, which means that if you want to see updated builds, subscribe to the channel and follow me in here. Yeah, so we're taking information from Wowhead. Thanks to Wowhead for the information provided. I'm gonna have all the links to the article and builds themselves in pinned comment below the video. Let's read a little bit about the author. A guide is written and maintained by Jack Hiller for Fierce on US Bleeding Hollow, author of the Holy and Discipline Priest guides. He is also the host of the official WoW Mythic Dungeon Invitational events. You can catch Jack on Twitter, YouTube, and streaming on Twitch. So yeah, thanks for guide writers and to Wowhead for providing information. Let's go for the builds themselves. So, Discipline Priest raid build. This build is your bread and butter raid build. You will be able to fully flesh out this tree at max level in Dragonflight, but for now you can prioritize penance, damage, and practice weaving shadow and holy spell for Twilight Equilibrium. So, with our general talent tree, we're starting with 100%. We can't really like skip Shadow Fiend, which is our damaging cooldown summoning pet. Shadow Word Death damaging ability. Death and Madness. If your Shadow Word Death fails to kill a target at or below 20% health, its cooldown is reset. Cannot occur more than once every 20 seconds. And Tithe Evasion. Shadow Word Death deals 75% less damage to you. Then we're taking Renew, our hot. Improved Flesh Heal, increases heals amount of Flesh Heal. Then we're taking Angelic Feather, which is our group utility skill. Holy Nova, AoE healing and damaging spell. Spell warding, reducing the passively reducing magic damage taken. Then Rhapsody, for every 5 seconds you don't cast Holy Nova, you gain stack that is gonna increase its damage, and it stacks up to 20 times, which is very good. Leap of Faith is for you to grab someone from your party and get them to you. Mass Dispel, AoE Dispel. Then we're taking Power Infusion, of course, very powerful stuff for like buffing your allies. Twins of the Sun Priestess. Power Infusion also grants you 100% of its effect when used on an ally, so that means that you're emphasized to use it on ally instead of yourself only. Void Shield, when casting yourself, 30% of damage you deal refills your power word shield. Then Throes of Pain. Shadow Word Pain and Purge the Wicked deal an additional 5% damage when an enemy dies while afflicted by your Shadow Word Pain or Purge the Wicked. You gain 1% mana. And we're taking Mind Games, only 1 point in Mind Games. It's our like the damaging slash somewhat defensive ability as well, but like in a little bit other way. That's our previously Venthyr Covenant ability. Then we're taking Body and Soul, Power Word Shield and Leap of Faith increase your target's movement speed. Twist of Fate, after damaging or healing a target below 35% health, gain 10% increased damage and healing. Divine Star, throw a Divine Star forward. It heals and damages everyone who it passes through. Then we're taking Unwavering Wheel. While above 75% health, the cast time of your Flesh Heal and Smite reduced, which is very good. Binding Heals. 20% of Flesh Heal healing on other targets also heals you. Surge of Light, your healing spells and smite have a 8% chance to make your next Flesh Heal instant and cost no mana, up to 2 stacks. And Power Word Life, a word of holy power that heals the target for 150 spell power. If the target below 35% health, heals for 400% more, and the cooldown of Power Word Life is reduced by 20 seconds, and it has 30 seconds cooldown, which means that it's your like panic button heal. Then in our specialization talent tree, we're taking Atonement. Of course, that's one of our like main mechanics that gives you ability to heal your allies while you're dealing damage to enemies. Then we're taking Pain Suppression. It's just very good damage mitigation cooldown. Power of the Dark Side, Shadow Word Pain and Purge the Wicked have chance to empower your next penance with Shadow, increasing its effectiveness. We're taking Schism, your additional damaging ability. Dark Indulgence, Power of the Dark Side increases effectiveness of penance again, so more increases to penance. Power Word Radiance, seconds, a burst of light heals the target and for injured allies within 30 yards, and applies atonement for 50% of its normal duration. Light's Promise, Power Word Radiance gains an additional charge. Bright Pupil reduces the cooldown of Power Word Radiance by 5 seconds. Then Shield Discipline, when your Power Word shield is completely absorbed, you restore percent of your maximum mana. Power Word Barrier summons a holy barrier to protect all allies at the target location for 10 seconds, reducing all damage taken by 25% and preventing damage from delaying spell casting, which is definitely very, very powerful, like AoE ability. Defensive ability. Then we're going in left part for Purge the Wicked, cleanses the target with fire, causing damage, and damage over 20 seconds, spreads to a nearby enemy when you cast Penance on the target. Revel in Purity, Purge the Wicked deals 5% additional damage and spreads to one additional target when casting Penance. Borrowed Time, casting Power Word Shield increases your haste, so like just like buffs to this is just like your general buff. Then we're taking Rapture, immediately Power Word Shield your target, and for the next 8 seconds Power Word Shield has no cooldown and absorbs additional 40%, which is your like healing throughput, like shielding throughput cooldown. Then Indemnity, atonements granted by Power Word Shield last an additional 2 seconds, which is definitely going to be very good in like raiding scenario where you have more than like 4 targets or 5 targets. Pain and Suffering increases damage of Shadow Word Pain and Purge the Wicked. Castigation, Penance fires 1 additional bolt of Holy Light over its duration. Stolen Psych, Atonement heals for 20% more when activated by Mind Blast. Light's Wrath, invoke the Light's Wrath, dealing radiant damage to target, increased by 6% per ally affected by your atonement, which is definitely going to be very, very powerful in raids. Evangelism extends the duration of all your active atonements by 6 seconds, again very powerful like in raids. Especially Harsh Discipline, when atonement has healed a total of 100 times, your next penance is free and fires 3 additional bolts. And our final talent is Twilight Equilibrium. Your damaging shadow spells increase the damage of your next holy spell cast within 6 seconds by 15%. Your damaging holy spells increase the damage of your next shadow spell cast within 6 seconds by 15%. So yeah, that's your raid talent tree. And then if we're gonna go to our like Mythic Plus build, 4M Plus Discipline Priest builds very similarly but with a few adjustments. With our general talent tree, we're taking the same stuff. Yeah, exactly the same. Nothing changed, at least in like my vision. Still Spell Warding, still Divine Star. And with our specialization talent tree, our start of trees looks the same. We're taking Bright Pupil. Yeah, we're taking the same talents when we can swap between 2 of them. Oh, and instead of going to center, we're going more to the like left part. And that's the only change in here, right? So instead of these 3 talents, we're going these 3 talents. Yeah, and they cost same amount of talent points. So we're taking Train of Thought, your flesh heal and renew casts reduce the cooldown of Power Word Shield by 1 second. Your Smite casts reduce the cooldown of Penance. Ooh, very good. Yeah, that's good. There's gonna be way better uptime on your like main abilities. Divine Aegis, critical heals create a protective shield on the target, absorbing 10% of the amount healed. Critical heals with Power Word Shield absorb 10% additional damage. And Aegis of Wrath, Power Word Shield absorbs 30% additional damage, but the absorb amount decays by 3% every 1 second. So yeah, that's your like Discipline Priest talent trees. You can look at key talents and see which ones of them you crucially need and which ones are more optional. Thanks for watching. Hope you're having a great time playing game now, and I hope that Dragonflight is gonna be smooth for you. Subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this. Thanks for watching and have a good day. Goodbye.